do you believe there are machines and technologies
Hmm.
that can cure cancer? And can a Rife machine eliminate disease? So, all right, let's start with what is a Rife? What it actually is a Rife
Machine.
machine? What does that
Uh,
even
oh,
mean?
can we play the video real quick?
For sure.
So
Oh,
here in Houston, um, there's I do believe that there's technologies and medicine that can cure cancer. I think we all know that the secret is out. They're not going to share it with the public. The interesting part about that Rife machine, if you go on YouTube, there's a conversation about it. I think that happened on ABC maybe 12 or 13 years ago. So it gives like certain vibrational patterns. This sounds like something that should be like on high level, right? With Billy and 19. But it's an actual machine that has helped cure some people, but for whatever reason, it's in the basement of the Cancer Research Center and not available to the public. So a lot of times we talk about technological innovations, but I think one day we have to have a conversation about all the technologies that have been bought and been shelved. Like the guys who also made cars that can run off of hydrogen or water, all of a sudden had heart attacks and epilepsies and were unalived in Guatemala, right? So I do think there are technologies that can cure us, because let's be very honest, America makes a lot of money off of us being sick and unhealthy. But I think we need to have a lot more conversations about what we can do to like make these technologies available to help heal and or cure people. I'm not a doctor. My pre-med aspirations went away after my second year at Indiana University, but if you go look at the technology and the patents on it, it is there.
so okay, okay. So the next question would be: if they have technology that can cure cancer,
Hmm.
hypothetically speaking, why
Hypothetically,
why would they not make that readily available?
because there's more money in the pill or the treatment. So I remember even as a kid, when my mom and dad would take me to school, we would see like dialysis centers in the hood. And one time my dad got offered to like buy into one. My dad was like, morally, I can't do that because there's a way to treat people without going through that process. And even though he would make a lot of money from it, morally, he didn't feel right with it. And it's the same with cancer. Fiji just had a big issue with all the microplastics being leached into their water supply. Please drink bottled water that is in glass. It's a lot better for you. Um, but if I can sell you a pill or treatments, like when my grandmother, my mom's mom, went through treatment, I remember she telling me like over a course of 3 months, treatments may have cost her $100,000. So if I can give you a machine that may cost 20,000, would you rather do that if you are in a nefarious business, or charge you two, three, $400,000 over the course of 3 or 4 years, and then I don't make you better?
So, but wouldn't okay, but wouldn't so can't you just charge more for the cure? Like, let's say the cure, you could charge $100,000 for the cure, right, and still make money, right?
Technically, but if just like you have a school to prison pipeline, there's a reason why McDonald's, Papa John's, I hope none of these are sponsors at InvestFest, Burger King, are advertised more than healthy eating and juicing and on TV, right? There is an adverse effect. And with GMO, because I know some people are going to be like, well, all food is not healthy. People have the choice to eat healthy. I go back once again. When you go to London, France, Italy, the food there, the gelato we had in that town plaza tasted better than most 3-star restaurants we've been to in the States. The ingredient makeup is different. So, like legislatively, there are things that are passed and allowed in our food that dogs cannot even eat in other countries. So, yes, technically you could make more, but maybe a country that its first financial product was slavery, if they're still using the bodies in other ways to monetize off of in a nefarious and evil way, why would I want you to be healthy or cured from sickness?
A good book is How Not to Die,
That's a great book. Yep.
and it was written by a doctor who actually. So this guy went to medical school, and I think he dropped out. or he might have started practicing and then he left. But long story short, he was in the pursuit of becoming a doctor and then stopped because he realized that the medical field in America, at least, was not designed to prevent things from happening. It
At
was
all.
it was designed for putting band-aids on things once they did happen, right? So it's like, okay, high blood pressure. Let's take that for instance, because that's something that a lot of people have, right? Most doctors, what they'll do is that when you have high blood pressure, they'll prescribe you medication to lower your blood pressure, right? Now, with that, there comes a lot of side effects. With any type of medication, there's side effects, right? Who knows? You might have erectile dysfunction. You might be tired. You might, have headaches. Whatever. It's different for different people, but there's going to be side effects with that, right? And then over the
You get
course,
AD from the blood pressure medication? Jesus.
well, what's crazy is that how Viagra started. Are you familiar with that?
I should. My cousin actually was like on a trial run for it. No, but I don't know what the first iteration of it was.
So, okay, Viagra was originally a heart medication. And they found that it had a side effect of the side effect, right? Be-
Oh, okay.
because what happens is that when you're obese, right, your arteries are not working properly and your blood
Yeah.
is not flowing properly. So, part of actually having part of getting aroused is having proper blood flow, right?
Yep.
But if your blood's not flowing properly, then that's going to be one of the causes for erectile dysfunction, right?
Noodle time.
So the pill was actually supposed to make, the heart but what they found out that it was a side effect. I say that to say that's a direct correlation. One thing is a direct correlation for another thing.
To another, yeah.
Instead of treating the root of the issue, which is that your blood is not flowing properly, probably because you're out of shape, right?
Yeah.
Probably. Now, what would probably be more beneficial in this situation is to prescribe a diet of low fat,
Yeah.
low carbs, prescribe a workout plan,
Yeah.
um,
10,000 steps a day or
drink
something. Yep.
water, make sure you sleep properly. This would actually reverse the erectile dysfunction, probably, right? This would reverse the high blood pressure. It would reverse the cholesterol. But instead, you just subscribe somebody a pill. So you can still eat McDonald's. You can still be grossly overweight. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Lemon pepper wings all summer.
But then
Oh, Chef
after a while,
Ross.
your body starts to, the pill doesn't have the same effect. So now they got to up your dosage,
Gotcha.
right? And this is the cycle of America on every level, right? We never
Yep.
treat the issue. We just put a band-aid on it so you can just continue to live the life that you're continuing to live. So the book How Not to Die is interesting because obviously everybody dies, right? But what it's saying is that 90% of the reasons why people die prematurely is preventable. So their theory is that almost every single cancer is related to your diet, right? And they have a whole bunch of facts
Yeah.
that back this up. Then they're saying, as far as diabetes, high blood pressure, cholesterol, so many different things, right? That,
Yeah.
would make somebody die prematurely
Truly. Yep.
outside of like violence, obviously, but like most people don't die from violence. So what they're saying is that if you reverse the way that you eat and reverse your lifestyle,
And your
then
activity.
your probability of living to at the
Yeah.
very least the age that you're supposed to live at, as far as like
Mhm.
the average age or even higher than that,
Mhm.
greatly increases over the course of time, as opposed to you dying prematurely because of things that actually could have been prevented if you would have taken the steps to prevent it, mostly by diet. Diet was like the biggest thing. Diet's more important than even physical activity. That's what even
Yeah.
every trainer will tell you that. Diet's more important than working out, right?
Yeah.
You could work out every single day. If you drink milkshakes and eat McDonald's, it's not it's not gonna
It's
happen
not gonna work.
unless you're like Ocho Cinco and you're just like a freak of nature, right? But it's like if you eat good, even if you have minimal workout, you'll see changes in your body.
In your
Now, if you
body.
eat
Yeah.
good and you work out, now that's the most optimal lifestyle, right? But if you only do one of the two, eating good is actually more beneficial than working out. So interesting read. I highly suggest every single person
That's a good one.
check that out, because that's one of these things that kind of makes you look at the American medical system from a different lens.
And also, too, let's say hypothetically, if I own an insurance company, and let's say you ran the Food and Drug Administration, allegedly and hypothetically, wouldn't it behoove our partnership to not cure people so I don't have to pay out the premiums for you living longer?
Yeah.
This is like, you guys like, oh, why do you guys want to talk about this stuff? It's always a money conversation.
Facts.
So, but kudos to the Food and Drug Administration. I don't want any issues. This is hypothetically and allegedly. But shout out to Dr. Sabi, Dr. Wallach. There's a whole bunch of people at different times that have done this. Even when you go to like Chichen Itza in Mexico, like they're like, there's times you should eat. There's seasonal foods that you should eat. There's times to be in the sun, rest when the moon is at its peak. Like only in our country do we like glorify overeating and overstimulation and then wonder why we're one of the unhappiest and sickest countries in the world.
Facts.